Here's your heads up to this. I've had a lover, I have a love affair, and now a bit on the side. What is it? Well, I'm not going to tell you this time because you're just going to have a listen to find out. But it will be interesting. It's something that I've had so much passion with, enjoyed playing with, and, well, maybe you will too. Certainly you will have been on the effect of it if you've listened to this podcast for any particular time. And if you haven't, you'll get the effect of it. What are you talking about, Cluffy? I told you, you're going to have to listen after this.
Warning.
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 Warning. You are entering into the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. Too late. Personal Development Unplugged.
Oh, back again with you. I'm so pleased to be back with you. Feeling good. The sun's out. I'm enjoying myself. And here's my little confession. I've got a bit on the side. You know, I've been talking about my love for hypnosis and my love affair with NLP, the mistress. But I got a bit on the side. And I'd heard about this when I was in my first practitioner training. And people had told me stories of how good it was. The wonderful things you could do. And the wonderful things you could enjoy with this. What the hell are you talking about, Cluffy? Well, the thing is, I heard these stories and I wasn't 100% convinced. And then I learnt it. But what are we talking about again? I'm going to tell you, it's called timeline therapy. And this was created by a guy called Tad James. And this is one of the few things that I think people did create, or he did create. Yes, timelines had been known about, people had been working for him, but he built a set of processes using timeline and called it timeline therapy, got it registered. And it's awesome. Well, it is awesome now, in my mind, my bit on the side, because, as I said, I knew things were working with these processes because when I learnt them, I'd work with people and people seemed to change. But a lot of them are like practitioners and we're all in the same intention. We know what's happening and sometimes things happen a lot easier. But it's when you actually work with a real client, then you realize if this stuff really works. And I want to tell you a little story. And this is the story that blew my mind. And I tell it on when I train with my youngest son, when we train NLP and timeline therapy, especially on the timeline therapy part of our trainings. You see, this guy came to see me and he said, I've got this terrible thing happening in my life. And the doctor has said, effectively, my body's shutting down. All my blood counts, cell counts are all going downhill. My blood pressure's going up. Everything you can think of is going absolutely wrong. And my body's closing down. And my doctor said, if I carry on like this, I'm going to die. And because I can't really find something physically wrong, it's obviously in my mind. So they suggested hypnotherapy. So I picked you. So can you help? And I said, yeah, sure. Well, here's the thing, Paul, he said. I'm not going to trust you with this because I want you to see how good you are. So I want you to get me to stop smoking. Help me stop smoking. I know you can't make me, but I want to stop smoking. If you can help me stop smoking, then I'll trust you with this big stuff. And I said to him, well, that's not really the way I work because the big stuff is big. And maybe the smoking is just helping you relax in between and helping you get over it. So then we deal with the big stuff and then the smoking disappears. And he went, no, I want to know how good you are. Because if you can do this smoking thing with me, then I'll trust you. Well, okay. Against everything I knew, everything I believed, I'm going to do it for the client. Because that's what he really wanted. So we had one session on smoking. Boom. He came back and said, yeah, that's fine, Paul. No problem at all. Now I will trust you with this. And he said, what it is I'm angry. That's the real basis of why my body is turning in on itself, in on me, and closing down. I am angry all the time. Not just a bit of the time, all the time. And all my thoughts are around one particular area of my life. And it makes me so angry, and therefore everything else is so angry. And he went, oh, And I said, well, okay, yeah, we will do this. We will work on this. But I said, again, I don't normally ask for details, but I said, I'm really curious of this anger. How can it be such a big thing in your life that it has this effect on your life? Because obviously the body closing in is the effect of something happening. So we're not going to work on that. We want to work on the cause, the thing that's affecting this stuff, creating the effects. So he said, well, I will tell you a little bit about it. You'll guess most of it, he said, but I lost my wife 12 years ago. I said, well, did that make you angry? I thought it's normally grief. No. He said, I did my grieving. That's all sorted. But then, 11 years ago, I found out something horrible, something that she did. And if I tell you it was with my best friend, I don't need to paint any more of that picture. And I said, whoa, he said, and what happens is, I'm so angry that my daughter, who used to live with me, she's now living away she's with her husband now, and they're having a child, but she doesn't speak to me, and therefore I'm not invited to see my grandchild when she's born, or when it was a she. I'm giving a bit of a story there. Said also my son, who lives with me, no longer lives with me because he can't stand me because of my anger. The only thing that gives me love at the moment is my dog, and bless him, unconditional. That's what happens with dogs, though. So and this anger, when I go away on holiday, and these were the days of the old like the Sony Walkman. There are other, don't worry, the old CD players. He said I used to have it so loud to drown out these bloody noises, these thoughts in my head. People could hear it from miles away, but I had to have it just to try to drown things away, and I just can't do it. Can't take it anymore. So, without a moment to lose, I did some timeline therapy. Did one process of timeline therapy. What is timeline therapy? Well, I'll tell you in a minute, but this was just to let go of a negative emotion called anger. Whoa, the very first thing you learn, the basic part of timeline therapy. We did the process, and the process took around about, just over 5 minutes. It wasn't long. The whole process from start to beginning. Start to end, beginning to end. And at the end of that 5 minutes, the anger disappeared. Completely gone. This guy he blew his socks away, if that's what happens. It blew him away. Out of the park it was. I was amazed. I knew it worked, but I didn't know it worked this bloody powerful. Or how powerful it was. It was awesome. Gee, was I so grateful to Tad James for passing this on and let me learn it. And the guy went away. He was over the moon. And then about 6 weeks later, I noticed in my diary, because my sons had booked in some people for me to see in my therapy room, and there was this guy's name. And I thought, oh no. Oh, blimey. I thought we'd done such a good job. But anyway, in he comes on that particular day. Pops down a bottle of champagne and the money for the session. And I said, I don't understand what's happening. He said, I don't want any work done. I just want to give you money for this session because I've booked your time out, because I want to tell you what's happened. And the bottle of champagne is just for you to enjoy. He said, here's what's happened. My daughter has had a child. It is a girl. And I'm going to stay with them for the christening. That's how much that's changed. She wasn't speaking to me. Now we're there. My son is moving back with me. In fact, he's started to move his stuff already. The dog still loves me. And I've been for tests, hospital tests with the doctor and things like that. My body has stopped doing what it was doing, imploding as it were. I'm getting better. In fact, I'm putting on too much weight now and I've got to go into a diet and get fitter. But he said, the world cannot be any more different. And I said, well, can you get that anger back again? And he goes, no, it's not there. I can remember some of those memories. And they weren't good at the time. But they were memories of the past. They are memories of the past. They don't affect me anymore. I'm looking forward to the future. And I had to say, in my mind, I just went, fuck me. This is awesome. Excuse me swearing, but that's the way it hit me. And ever since, when the right person with the right thing and that timeline therapy comes into from my unconscious mind, says, this is what we're going to do, Cluffy. That's what we do, and it's awesome. So that's my bit on the side. Timeline therapy. What does timeline therapy do? Well, one of the great things about timeline therapy, and it got me into looking at NLP more as well, is that not only does it let go of negative emotions, things like anger, sadness, fear, guilt, hurt, conflict, and things like that, also gets rid of negative beliefs, limiting beliefs, which is awesome. Because you get those two together, boom, get rid of a negative emotion and the associated negative belief. Brilliant. It works from positive intentions, so it always honours a positive intention. That's exactly where my learning comes from. That's part of my bedrock, my belief, my foundation within NLP, positive intentions. And it comes with a phrase that you ask the client before you start. And I'll repeat it to you. Is it okay with you, your unconscious mind, to let go of this issue today and have an undeniable experience of it disappearing consciously? Would that be okay? And when you get that aligned, yes, you just know it's going to happen. And I've taken that and I use that with every process I do because it just works. So all these wonderful things come from that. But as I was saying, not only does it take away those stuff from the past, it puts things into the future. It gives you processes to put goals into the future and have them come to fruition. And it's awesome. Now, I didn't believe that part of it either. Well, I did, because it sort of worked for me and things happened. And I've got so many stories where I've put these goals into the future and they've happened to the day. I've had my son, younger son, he put the similar goals. We put a similar goal around a particular training we were having abroad. Both of them had different intentions, different things that we wanted for that training. They both came in right on the day. It was awesome. I had one for the end of the training. He had one at the beginning of the training. They both worked. I can't explain it. It just happens. And to me then, it came through, well, if you can have dreams that become your reality. Okay, you got to do work in the middle, by the way. It's not one of these things where you just wish it and it happens. It sets off a lot of things in your neurology. Those synaptic gaps, the neural pathways, the reticulating activating system, all that stuff. It also, I use a lot of NLP processes to help it on its way. But it got me thinking, therapy is not just about getting stuff out of the past. It's about getting stuff out of the past, clearing the old stuff. And in that void, what that you've created by clearing away all that old crap, you can allow new resources, accessing wonderful resources to get your dreams, putting your dreams there, putting all the feelings that you want, the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and all manner of things. And that's why I love it so much, because it's influenced me, not only knowing how powerful it is. I mean, my youngest son is the lead trainer that in Timeline Therapy as our training group. And we've been abroad teaching therapists that have their trauma training. But we use it for timeline therapy, and it just changes, well, the way they work and the speed that they work. No more 10, 12 sessions. It's 1, 2, or 3 to getting marvellous, exceptional, magical results. It's not magic, but they are magical. And the thing is, when you put these all together, going back a couple of days, hypnosis, NLP, and I sprinkle it with timeline therapy, man, you have got a holy trinity, as it were. Now, I don't want to be blasphemous or whatever that is, but it's like my little holy trinity of therapy with a lot of stuff combined. Great philosophies. And it's all about seeing your client as a wonderful person. They're not broken. They just need a little help to change the things, because their unconscious mind has such a wonderful intention. It's just got some bonky behaviours that it did a long time ago with the wisdom and experience that it had then. And now we change them and access even better stuff. So maybe if you're interested, you want to learn a little bit more. I'm not teaching it now, but if you want to learn about timeline therapy, NLP, hypnosis, as I said on yesterday's podcast, do email me. I'll give you some books, some tips, places to look. If you want to get a training, I can show you where some good trainers are. Just passing on information. Where do you do that? How do you do that? Well, you email me, and it's feedback@personaldevelopmentunplugged.com. And yeah, it comes to me. It's personal. It doesn't go anywhere else. It doesn't go onto a list. Don't use it for anything else. do let me know. And if there's anything you'd like to know about NLP, hypnosis, timeline therapy, and an issue, a process to find out, to deal with issues, yes, let me know through that email, and I'll find a process or give you some things that you can do to think about. A hypnosis track maybe that will really make a difference. And it won't be just making a difference to you, because I know when you ask that question, you'll be asking that question on behalf of so many more people, because that's what happens in this integrated field of learning. It's not only the integrated field of learning, but it's just being with everybody. We're all connected in this wonderful world of personal development. And the thing about it is, it won't be difficult. It won't be easy, because you're going to have to do it. You're going to have to get a little bit of kahunas, a little bit of I'm prepared to do whatever it takes. That type of willpower. It's not willpower, it's the will to do whatever it takes. And you're going to see some remarkable results. Personal Development Unplugged. Just deconstructing those difficult patterns, those difficulties in life, and finding easy solutions so we can live a rich life in every sense. Enjoy every heartbeat and just live with as much passion as we can, and find more passion and more passion. Anyway, that's all about my bit on the side. Now you know my holy trinity. If it excites you as much as I do, but if it doesn't, there'll be other stuff around that you can find. I know you will. Let's just get passionate about this stuff. Personal Development Unplugged.com with me, Paul Clough. Old Cluffy, your friend. Speak to you tomorrow. Bye-bye. If you're suffering from things like anger, excessive anger in your life, too much sadness that keeps recurring and recurring, fear of anything, or just grieving too much about loss, maybe you're jealous, or maybe your self-confidence it's never high enough, or like your self-esteem, that's never high enough, and it should be, and you shouldn't have to suffer through anger, sadness, fear, grief, jealousy. Do you know what? I hadn't thought about this for a little while, but why don't you come and work with me? Because, I've told you before that I work online, I do coaching, I do therapy online, but I've never really thought about offering it directly to you. So why not? Don't listen to what other people say when they say, things take such a long time, because they don't. 2-3 sessions is generally all that's needed to get rid of some of the biggest problems in people's lives. I see it day in, day out with my clients. So if that's something you can consider, because I do know this, that we always put things off. We put things off, and then we'll go to that bit where we go, oh, if only I did. So here's the thing. Imagine that putting off has gone by, and you've decided to send me an email at feedback@personaldevelopmentunplugged.com saying, hi Paul, I've got this issue, I'd like to work with you, and here's my telephone number, here's my email address. And the thing is, what would happen is we get in contact over the internet, online. We do an initial consultation. It doesn't take very long to make sure that we're a good fit and make sure you're really comfortable with me. I know you've listened to me a lot, but you really want to see the whites of my eyes, and let me explain how we work together. And if that is right, and it's right for you, and I want to make sure it's right for you, I don't work with just anybody and everybody, only the people who I feel I can really help, then we'll organise 2 or 3 sessions and get the thing sorted. Okay? So why not send me that email now? Don't think any longer. Stop. Get online. Give me an email, and let's do some work together. If you really are interested in making deep changes, I really always suggest one-to-one. Yes, this Personal Development Unplugged podcast gives you all the tools, but let's get rid of the deep underlying issues so you can really make use of all the tools here. Anyway, that's enough from me. If you want it and you want to let go of that stuff really quickly, and you like me, and you'd like to work with me, then send me that email. If it's not for you, that's fine. Just keep listening and keep sharing. Okay? Anyway, I'll hear from you real soon, I'm sure. See you now. just before you go, if you've just got a second or two, please have a listen. Why don't you share this? Share this podcast with just one person today, and then one person tomorrow, and one person after that. What would happen if we all did that? And why not subscribe? It's so easy to do. Find the platform of your choice. If it's iTunes or it's Castbox or any others, there's loads of them. Search for either Paul Clough or Personal Development Unplugged, and then there's a big subscribe button. Press that subscribe button, and it'll be there. You get the podcast twice a week, on a Wednesday and a Saturday. Never have to look any further. And if you would, why not put one of those reviews up? Because that would be awesome, because that just moves it around this integrated field of learning, as it were, and becomes and gets in front of other people. Which is what we want, isn't it? To be the change we want to see in others and help others change to be the change they want to see in themselves. There you go. I'm going to speak to you real soon. Hope you enjoyed it. Have fun. Enjoy every heartbeat.
Warning, you are now leaving the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. It's time to fly on your own. Be brave, my friend.
Personal Development Unplugged.